Hallo, Fake Show, Ron Lagerweg, Berlijn, City Report nummer 1. Vandaag Disco BABEL, Greifswalderstrasse, Prenzlauerberg. Achter mij de oude bandleider van Roodfront, Ernst Stilman. En ik wens jullie veel plezier en geïnteresseerd kijken. Hè?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's try it.
Zo, ik heb een plekje gevonden. Ik ga nu Engels praten, want Coost heeft oorspronkelijk Engelse roots. En we praten een beetje over wie hij is en waar hij vandaan komt, enzovoort, enzovoort.
Can I put my funny face now?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes, you can. So Coost, just give us a short review of where you come from and what you're doing here.
Hi Ron. Hi guys. Yeah, I'm in Germany, in Berlin now. In '95 I came over from London to Rostock in the north of Germany, former East Germany, whereby I was working as a DJ on the ship there. We were invited to make a New Year's Eve party, and I ended up staying and living on board for 6 years, in fact. And then after that, it was kind of like burnout and coming to Berlin.
The ship was called STUNBITZ.
STUNBITZ, yeah.
It was also in Rotterdam for the Dutch viewers, and
Rotterdam,
STUNBITZ traveled.
Amsterdam, Newcastle, which was a particular highlight because this was curated by Ben Ponton from Soviet France. So we had Altekra, Pansonic, Hawk and the Hacksaw, Battles, all these kind of bands around at the time that were like cutting edge, in fact.
Yeah.
As well as a visual arts festival, which I had no experience of, and I couldn't even remember the names of the acts to tell you, or the artists, but they were really like jaw-dropping, crazy shit, you know, yeah, really interesting. So that was particularly good. And indeed, I learnt about music on a very broad spectrum through my work on the STUNBITZ. I kind of, from being a DJ, I turned into a booker and a coordinator, programmer. Yeah.
That's how I met you, yeah.
Yeah.
And even a couple of years later, when I moved to Berlin, I met up with you again. You were doing the King Kong Club then.
King Kong Club, yeah. On Brunnenstrasse.
Yeah.
And that was still quite nice, coming in the beginning of 2000 to Berlin, because they were still all around Mitte there. There was still a lot of off spaces and squats and cheap rent, still Deutschmark. And there you could just do a bit of DJing around, make a little kind of half legal club, and nobody would give you any trouble. And we also did the Waffen Gallery at the time. Remember Eimer?
Yes,
of course, yeah. And this was before King Kong, and we were doing the in the backyard, a Hinterhof from Eimer. There was this some old garage, and we called it Waffen Gallery because we thought gallery was the one to. If you call it a gallery, you can run a bar, you can make some music, and a couple of police would come round, Russian-speaking police, for like when they finished their day, you know, and they said, oh, they'll leave you alone as long as you don't start doing cocaine and powders and big business. So that kind of worked as well. It was good, and we had our friends in the police advising us how to behave. Yeah, and then I left that project. Soon after, they started doing lots of cocaine, and very soon after, it got closed down. Surprise! Yeah, amazing space. And because we were on the STUNBITZ, we had a connection to the Eimer. Artists and people from the Eimer would come to the STUNBITZ, and that was my first contact with Berlin through these people. More like the experimental, like Ben from Maria, who organised Maria.
Yeah, the guy from Nijmegen, yeah.
Mark Weitzer, all these people were there then.
Yeah.
So there, I met all those guys through this STUNBITZ connection. And if we went for a weekend to Berlin, we would just go to Eimer. That was it, and play some music or something. King Kong Club then was a bit later, and yeah, carrying on this multimedia concept we had, which was like, yeah, making videos and self-made short films together with Ralph, who's here now, and Annika, also known as Miss VERGNÜGEN. And yeah, we would make little films and show them, and DJ playing not mixed electronic music, for the most part, yeah, and maybe little shows, little Kleinkunstbühne, little live acts, one-person bands or one or two people. This was also a regular thing, going music. So you can sort of say that a little bit, and the Tiger Lilies, of course, who are amazing. So some good experiences. So then we jumped to Berlin because I went crazy, which a lot of people do on the STUNBITZ, because it's quite intense. Doing all these kind of off spaces and squats, especially in this Mitte area. And then after that, over the border to Friedrichshain from Mitte, where we did, with my ex-partner Gabber Reifenstiel, we did this event where it's a location, it's a capella on the
Boxhagener
Straße, and they had this like keller or crypt. We like to think it was a crypt, you know, and we called it Knochenbox then, as this kind of joke, because there's a graveyard next to it. So we kind of like this bone connection. And it was, what interesting about that place was it had these kind of Gewölbe, these kind of round roofs inside. And we did a lot of extreme music there, very loud, like grindcore, or any kind of weird rock, like math rock, or, you know, or post rock, or any kind of just, yeah, guitars and drums, basically. We also did the Feedback Orchestra, Berlin Feedback Orchestra, which is like, again, 10, 12 people, all with guitars and amps. They usually make a circle, and nobody plays the strings. They might hold it, they might jiggle it a bit, they might just stand there with their guitar, they might put their guitar against the amp. Nobody's playing any notes, and then they just all start singing together. The feedback starts mixing and making layers, and really amazing, heavy trip. Yeah, that was a good one. So Miss VERGNÜGEN and myself, we are together with the great artist known as Bastiaan Maris.
Hou een beetje de controle.
Ja, controle.
Ja, volle controle. Ja, hebben we anarchie.
From Holland, from Netherlands. And the three of us run this organ space, and it's for acoustic, sonic arts space, and it's a container, which you probably get a few shots of that. It's a container space. Bastiaan's a chemo acoustic artist, and we're doing a Monday bar every Monday, 5 till 11, Corona time, Corona hours. And tonight is like guest DJ X in the mix from Spiral Tribe, and also we're going to be playing a few songs from our up and coming film, which is called Mess. Yeah, it's a soap opera, or a siphon opera as we call it. It's going to be like 6 episodes or so, and we're still making it. It's a long process. And it's all filmed on this site here.
Das ist meine Welt und sonst gar.
Oh, it's very drunk. The mess zone. Trash.
Ihr verdammten Freaks! Ich mach euch so fertig!
I don't know why.
So, jetzt mal Klartext.
Trash.
People talk, I listen.
Don't trust the cat.
My mixer is defect, my amplifier tone, and even my headphones work only on
whole site is called Disco BABEL. We're one large verein with smaller groups making up the main body. We have Collier doing the robots. He's got a robot band. We have the circus here, Circus Mond. No lions, no tigers. Unfortunately. And other handwerker and people around, very nice gardening crew, and of course your ubiquitous techno boys around. Yeah.
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 Free space for everybody as long as it lasts. That's what it.
Yeah, it's under threat at the moment. Maybe we can stay a few more months, maybe even a couple of years. We shall see, but it's looking unsure. We also have the skateboard park at the front, which is very exciting. Disco BABEL. Disco BABEL.
Thank you very much, Coost.
Hey.
Back to business.
Ihr verdammten Freaks! Ich mach euch so fertig! I don't know why. So, jetzt mal Klartext.